Hello and good evening and welcome to another scene in Unmask Orlando. And tonight we are starting our scene in the Elysium, or, well, the bar in the hotel where, well, it's part of the Elysium. And I don't know who's present, but this is generally a place that is safe to be for kindred, and in the sense of masquerade-wise, which is probably why there is a girl, which some people know, uh, 10 years old maybe. She's just in the bar. She's with her dad, it
Ye-
seems, in a bar in the middle of the night. For those who are not kindred, this would be a moment to maybe call Child Protective Services or ask some questions, but people around here don't seem to mind too much. Ely's just sitting on her own. She's just looking around. Looks at her phone. She seems to. Maybe she's trying to figure it out. Maybe she's just playing with it. Who knows?
To be clear, when you say her dad, you mean her ghoul dad or her dad, the kindred she
Her
asked to
ghoul
be her
dad is
dad?
there.
Okay. Well then, Arjun will arrive. And
Oh,
he sees Ellie and he smiles. And kind of goes to Ellie first because he knows that the other one is just a little ghoul.
hmm.
Well, just a ghoul.
She'll come over and just kind of hug him. Just say, "Hey, Dad."
He'll bend down and hug her. Hello, Ellie. How have you been?
I'm good.
Good. I hope you haven't, well, I guess I could say hope. You haven't seen any of the people we saw at the museum since we left, have you?
Who are you talking about?
The people we saw at the museum when the
Oh
well,
yeah, I've seen some of them. Yeah.
are they leaving you alone?
I kind of messed with them. It was fun.
He'll shock, he'll smirk. What did you do?
Just I don't know. They seemed kind of freaked, and I accused them of being high on drugs, and then we played around and we climbed a tree and they asked me some questions and I didn't say too much and then I went home.
Good. You shouldn't say too much about us.
Oh, they said more to me about them than the other way around.
He'll smile at that. Good girl.
I met them again. There's quite a few of them.
Well, I hope they're not wanting in ill. They don't have any ill wills towards you.
You know there's a Greek god called Hermes, right?
Yes.
I think some of them say that they're from the Order of Hermes.
Interesting.
I don't know what that means, but I guess it's a mage or magic thing. I don't know.
Maybe we'll ask Molly.
They're really kind of stupid when it comes down to it. Well, I guess they're smart in other ways, but they kind of trust me when they really shouldn't. But I don't know.
They just see you as a little girl. They don't realize that you're much older.
Oh, I think they know now, but apparently they could see I was dead, so couldn't really hide it.
Oh, they can see it. That does not mean they still have the reaction of thinking or, well, of,
Yeah, what I said, they're stupid.
yeah, of chuckle.
Could we get something to drink? I'm thirsty.
Sure. And sure, and yeah, he'll say sure and go to the bar with her.
She can't really get up to the thing, but she'll
Oh,
sit on a chair and just.
he'll probably, like, because they are tools, he'll probably help her to the tool.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Atlas.
Stool.
Go ahead.
Stool, sorry. Go ahead, Atlas.
I was just gonna say, at the end of the bar, Victor is sitting, wearing a leather jacket because I forgot the word I want to use, and a pair of beat up jeans. Just
Oh,
sitting with a drink that he's not touched at all.
oh, she jumps down from a chair. She's probably been busy by Arjun. She'll just come over. She'll look at
Actually,
you. She won't say anything. She'll just look at you. Am I just gonna roll something? Don't worry. It's no like, it's no problems.
also, Shayna retconned the fact that she had changed her hair. So her hair, Katja's hair is still black.
Boo. Ely doesn't
Okay,
like that.
okay.
You'll see this like 11, 10 year old maybe most 10 year old. She just stands there, just looks at you for a moment. Hi.
Once he realizes just that standing there, he just turns his head a little, looks first looks out at normal eye height for adults, like his eyes
Yeah,
just
down
move
here.
down, sort of like, hi,
Who are you? I'm Ely, and she'll put a hand up towards you.
I'm Victor. He'll he's basically just going with it. Just reaches out, takes your hand, gives it a shake. Not used to seeing children around at all.
I
Hmm.
know.
That part or not.
Yeah, yeah. Like most people say that. I get that a lot. So
Good evening, Victor.
you know him?
We've met.
Okay.
And he'll smile. Victor here is going to help me with Mummy. He's going to change her hair back.
How? Oh, and like Edie's eyes kind of light up as she looks at you. Looks over to Arjun. Looks at you again. Are you one of the flesh people? I mean, like the people who can change things.
I can change many things, but yes, I I assume you mean a species I am.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sumitsu. Yeah. Right. Right. That's the name. Oh, okay. Cool. Um,
And you are
I'm Ely. I already said that.
Fang.
Oh, yeah. Clantoridor.
Ah, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
I would say about that time, another figure enters the Elysium, putting his hat down, a newspaper under his arm, and taking a good look at who's around. Recognizing at least two of the kindred, he gives them a nod. Good evening, Ely. Good evening, Master Malik. And, oh, I don't think we've been introduced yet. And he very calmly walks up to Gunnarsson.
We haven't. I'm Victor.
Guten Abend, der Herr. Sir Sirius Hunt, at your service. Ancilla of Clan Gangrel. And he offers you a hand.
Takes it. And Scylla, and to tribute.
And of which clan, if I might be so gauche?
Michi.
Ah, old
That's what you
allies, I
said.
see. He smiles most amused.
We all have our place in the world.
We do. And he sits down, sort of on the side of Arjun and Malik, and orders one of your best blood wine, please.
Well, I don't look to Victor. When I came back with Kyokcha, you had all left. I hope the rest of your evening went well. Both you and Valerie was her name.
Yes, Valerie, my child from another mother. I suppose we can say. Use modern language.
She seems
Yes,
she seems a lot younger than you are.
oh, she is practically newborn.
No.
Found
May
her
I
a few years back.
may I ask how many years? If you don't if she
Oh,
doesn't want if she doesn't want to know, that's
I think,
fine.
I mean, a lady in her age, but
Just smile.
I do believe she's been for about 5 years, 6 years now. I found her 5 years ago. Not sure how young she was when I met her.
And he'll nod.
As I
hope
said, practically a child.
and nod. I hope you both enjoyed the enjoyed the insomnia and its people.
It was a different scene than what we see, but in a line of business, we see a little of everything.
I can imagine.
I wouldn't mind going back, of course. When the
Well,
time arises.
I may be just an ally to the Camarilla, but I prefer the city ruled by the Camarilla than one ruled by the Sabbat.
And a very valued ally, Sirius pipes in between glasses of wine.
And he'll smile. Thank you.
I'm just stating the facts.
Well, still, it was a group effort.
Hey Victor, can you make me, can you change my appearance?
What do you want to look like?
Uh, just different. You know, people tend to really quickly ask questions about a child who doesn't grow. More
I
so than
mean,
older people. Well, grown-ups.
I can, but it does hurt quite a bit, I hear.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
And of course, everything has its price. The more you need done, the more expensive it gets. And growing people aren't the easiest thing. Unless, of course, you wish to the height.
Well, I'm just wondering. There might be another way, but I'm looking into different things. If I have to stay, well, I haven't really stayed in one place for too long, so it hasn't normally been a problem, but if I'm staying in Orlando for longer than I've ever stayed in anywhere before, well, I'm gonna have to do something to change my appearance somehow.
Well, he reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a card and, holds it out to you with 2 fingers. If you set up a time and look it over, decide to go this way.
Okay. Thanks.
always looking for new clients.
In what sort of a sector, beg your pardon, I meant, what sort of business do you run, if I might peer?
Well, for the mortals and the more art inclined, I run a tattoo parlor.
Interesting. Alas, they tend to be a little not so temporary for our kind. And he smiles.
They can be, yes. I tend to do my work permanently. Fine or no. Kind or mortal. Otherwise, what's the point?
I see. So you do tattoo artistry for the kindred as well?
Well, I'm not going to turn down a client who's willing to pay what it takes. Unless, of course, it's not something I can do.
That, of course, is the question. How much would you ask for, let's say, a tattoo on the shoulder blade that won't disappear the next night?
Well, it depends on sort of art you want, of course, and what you're willing to give.
Why would you want a tattoo?
Victor just looks down at himself, completely covered from below the ears and down. Because they look great. It's a form of expression.
Oh, okay.
Like how some women put on makeup.
Yeah, but those women are mostly idiots, so. Except Katja.
I will not take that.
Arjun smiled at that.
I will decline.
I mean, a lot of grown-ups are really dumb, but well, they're not. But lots of grown-ups have. I mean, they spend quite a lot of things on. I mean, there's a lot of wasted time. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of wasted time.
Yeah, Arjun is smiling, shouting.
Sirius is
that goes
just.
for you too, Dad. Like that goes for you too, like, and for Mom, and for a lot of people. Like, take that insomnia.
I know, honey.
Like, people spend like several nights in that place. For why? Oh, to do weird stuff that, like, to do sex things. I mean, couldn't it be used so much better so many other places?
Most likely.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean.
I always wondered, how should I say? It doesn't feel the same, and it hasn't got the same allure it had back when my heart was pumping, so apart from an awkward place to sit and wonder,
So even more right than I thought I was.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I fully agree. But not to paint all members of your clan with one brush, but there are certain proclivities amongst the Toreadors.
Sure. She kind of shrugs.
It can feel this.
I would say you haven't tried the same thing some of us have.
Yeah. Arjun was smiling, it can feel the same. Yeah.
Serious is an eyebrow at that. You're not pulling my leg, good man, are you?
He'll smile. The discipline of my clan, we can make you see, hear, touch, feel anything.
And if you want more permanently, you go to me. It's about relighting those nerves.
So,
of course, if you have no desire, then I can't help you there.
Everything all right, Jason? There was a big noise in your background.
Sorry, Everything fine, everything fine. Somebody just slammed the door like ridiculously hard.
Okay.
And just stopped somebody else from doing that again. Anyway, Sirius will just lean back, savor the taste of the blood wine, and he seems thoughtful. You know, a bit lost in thought about what has been said so far. Who knows? Maybe one of these nights I might ask you for a small favor. But for the moment, Annie swirls the glass of blood wine a bit around, taking a deep smell and then a good gulp. I shall be happy with this little trinket. And he puts down the glass. And after he has done that, he actually takes the leather strap that he uses to keep his hair together off, and the wild mane of blonde hair just cascades over his shoulders. And he shakes his head a bit. Better.
Let your hair out.
Beg your pardon, what did you say? Out of character?
I said let your hair out.
Yeah, it's wild, it's lush, it's feral. It's everything a gangrel wishes for.
It's not that unlike Victor's own, so so his is slicked back for the night. It's loose, but it's like slicked away from his face.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I have it pretty easy. Just have to bind this bundle together, and good is. What point would it be wasting, I don't know, an hour at a hairdresser, and next night, poof, it is all back again. Good thing long hair seems to be in vogue at the moment.
Oh, yes, that is quite fortunate. I do not like having it short.
So, already the second anti-troop you have been meeting in short nights. But it's always good to have some of you around. And of course, a pleasure to meet new company. Things can get a little stale at times.
Well, I decided my child was old enough to start meeting other people. So we've decided to join the social group. Or at least make our way in slowly. No need to go too quickly.
He nods.
What's your child's name?
Valerie. My little Valkyrie.
An excellent choice.
I just dropped something. Never mind. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm quite fond of her. She's a breath of fresh air in a long existence.
I'll drink to that, and he just grabs the bottle and starts downing it.
He lifts like his glass and then just puts it back down again.
He just continues chugging it until the bloody bottle is empty. He's not making any pretenses here. And puts the bottle down. Better.
Thirsty?
Always.
I think we all know how that feels.
Ain't that the truth? Anyway, definitely will be interesting to see what one has to do around here to get some creation rights going.
Oh, you're looking to, well, create.
Maybe in the next decade or so, yes.
You'll notice that Yuli just begins to look at Sirius very intently, actually.
He very slowly moves his head towards you, obviously noting that you're staring at him, and just waits.
I know this is going to sound weird, but why would you want to do that?
And that, my dear, that little secret I'll keep close to my chest.
She kind of tilts her head a bit, looks at you, and then she sticks her tongue out and goes, "Oh, I'm so
yeah.
secret. I'm so." And she kind of just jumps down from her chair, drinks the rest of the blood, and she'll just go,
Why the fuck do you care?
I'm asking myself
And
the
he
same
just
question.
smiles. Why? Why create child? Why, quote unquote, curse another soul? There are so many reasons.
Or you could always adopt and just merge himself.
Rather that.
Who knows? Maybe I've got a retainer who, in the line of his service, gets mortally wounded so badly that even I can't heal him with the vitae. Maybe someone who wishes for the gift. Maybe someone who has the will to survive such an existence. Maybe political maneuvering. Maybe because I'm bored. Maybe because I feel lonely. There are so many
Well, if someone comes to you and
possibilities.
willingly wants to do this, I hope you have the better sense to just kill them right there.
Most likely.
Good.
Nah. If I embrace someone, it has to be someone who I know can deal with it, deal with the hardships that are part of our existence.
She doesn't say anything, she just looks at you.
He looks back, nonplussed.
People are touching a sensitive subject around Arjun, trying to roll manipulation subterfuge so that he doesn't show it. That's 1, 2, 3 successes. Which isn't all that much for the dice he has.
To be fair, Sirius is not focusing on him, so that'll just pass him by.
Yeah.
Or maybe I won't. Who knows? Who knows? But sometimes it's just good to have it in the back pocket. And he turns around, not really looking at Ellie, and ordering the second bottle of blood wine.
And I allow it for a rainy day as always.
I'd rather already have the permission for if the situation would arise than not and paint a target on my back. And that's all I'll say on the matter. His demeanor becoming definitely more serious than it was before. Before it was more a bit jolly, a bit, open going. Now he seems a bit more defensive.
Victor just shrugs. Lifts his glass and takes a sniff of it and just puts it down again like, no, it's not happening. Just because I'm curious. Ellie, how how long ago did you get turned, if you don't mind me asking?
A while.
Well, you certainly
It
keep your
takes it
youthful
takes
spirit.
like a couple of seconds before she begins to smug. Like she begins to smile a bit. Oh, you wanted more specific? Okay. Right, right.
If you don't mind. I'm I'm not going
Uh,
to use it for anything, but I'm
one
always
of the
curious.
last nights I can remember, where I was, well, days, nights. I can remember where I was alive. We saw some of the soldiers marching by. Uh, Unionist soldiers. When the Union was fighting the Confederates.
I I think I know what you mean.
Around the 1860s, somewhere around there.
uh,
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but give or take.
I was not around the Americas at the time.
I was born here, so.
You keep your youthful spirit very well. It's quite refreshing.
She kind of leans over to Arjun. She's about to ask something. She looks over. That was a compliment, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I was
Okay,
very much
okay,
a
good.
compliment.
It's just like, you know, I don't know, but, sometimes grown-ups, like, oh, you're so cute, and, like, all they're really saying is, like, oh, that's funny, fuck you. I don't know. I just want to
Being
mention it.
condescending, yeah, that's shit.
No, no. You're smart now, Ellie. You know well if he hadn't meant it that
I know,
way,
but,
Daddy would have punched him in the face already.
well, I mean, I don't know. There's just some people that seem to be a little bit. She just kind of
I like to
sighs. She
say
doesn't
what I
finish the
mean.
sentence.
I like to say what I mean. I don't
Oh, okay.
believe in
Okay, that's
beating
really good.
around the
That's
bush.
really good. Then we will be very good friends.
Yes. Speaking of
Well,
friends, you need to meet my child at some point. I think you will absolutely, well, not adore her necessarily, but I think you'll find some coming around.
Okay.
Quite young as well. Well, more not so much in her life as in her death, but she has a youthful spirit as well.
Did you know her when her heart still beat?
What you say?
Did you know her when her heart still beat?
I did not.
Talking about her.
I found her shortly after her embrace.
Is she like you or what?
No, she's of a different clan than I. That doesn't stop us.
Which one?
She's just La Sombra.
Okay. That's the darkness creepy guys, right?
The shadowy bits, yes.
Okay.
yes, those vampires who can make other vampires afraid of the dark. Most amusing.
Among other things.
Yes. By the way, Ellie, and he gives you a very deadpan, a very straight face, and looks straight towards you. You know, no condescension, no talking down or anything. You're basically a contemporary of mine. and you've also earned my respect. You've got a reasonably good head on your shoulders, and one thing I want to make clear, when I talk to you, I'll be straightforward, give you none of this condescending bullshit or whatever. If I give you praise, I mean it. If I insult you, I mean it. If I just say something straight away, I mean it. So that you know. And you have my word of honor on it. He seems very, very serious about that one.
There's a quite broad smile on Yuli's face. She just nods as you say that, and she says, "That's good to know. Thanks."
Just so that we know on what, that we're playing on a level playing field.
Okay.
And he moves back and pours himself another glass of the blood wine and takes his time.
Victor pulls out his brick of a phone, like looks at it to see if there's been any updates for any of his from his child or any news from the shop, and puts it back after a few seconds. Well, I get going. Some of us have jobs to do. And he gets up, corrects his jacket, and heads for the door. It was nice meeting you all.
The pleasure was all mine. And he gives you a respectful nod. Safe travels.
It was good to see you again.
As always. Picked up the door.
Oh, by the way, before you go, has your chowder seen Ravnos before, and what we can do?
I don't believe she has. I could be wrong, but
if she is interested, I could show her what my clan can do.
I'm sure she would be most interested. She's a curious one, as you've probably noticed.
That I have.
Well, I will see you all on another night.
Okay. Well, so show, yeah, courtesy.
And he's out.
Hey, Sirius, is it true that you can turn into an animal or something?
It is.
Oh man, I wish I could do that as well.
To be fair, with enough application, patience, and training, it would be possible to teach you. However, I would have to check with my other clan mates. Let's just say
Well,
we gang, at least the higher ups tend to be a bit. I think I recently heard a good colloquialism for it, tight-assed, about the dishing out of protein. So I would have to
right.
check
It's
up.
a discipline, right? And
Yes.
yeah, I would have to drink blood from you. So yeah, probably something I'm not too comfortable.
It has its pitfalls, yes. Learning another discipline from outside your clan always has its pitfalls.
Yeah, I forgot that last part. It still would be cool though.
Hmm. Come to think of it, with your, I guess it would also depend on what generation you are. Oh, yeah. Ah, shit. If I remember correctly, you said you don't know which generation you are.
No, I think Katya has an idea, but well, I don't know. Like, for obvious reasons, I don't yet know who my sire is. But trust me, when I find out, some things are going to be resolved real quick.
Oh, absolutely. And I wouldn't want to step into your personal business, but would you have a need of...
You can join in if you want to kill them with me. That's fine.
Well,
I
the
just
very
want to be the
fact
one to do it.
he or she, after all, I don't know which sex they are.
Neither do I.
Oh, okay. Let's just say bastard. Whatever bastard did that to you in the first place definitely deserves to be mauled by a bear. And he just smiles and gives you a wink.
Yeah, that could work. I really wish I could be the one to like do the last thing, but I mean, I've heard a lot of people who want to help, and I'm not against that in any way. So that's fine.
Oh, I'm sure something could be arranged, but I guess it's just idle chatter until, until he shows up on your radar. But should that be the case, let me know. I'd be more than happy to help out, deal with such a piece of work. Turn children, really. And he just sort of starts mumbling, like angrily. This obviously is aggravating him a bit. But yes, anyway, yeah. Just give me a heads up and I'll be more than happy to help you out.
Super.
Now there's one thing I wouldn't do for hell, high water, or love. Turn a child, seriously. There are just certain things that even we monsters don't do.
Well, most of us don't do. Apparently, some of us do. But
Not all monsters do monstrous things.
A monster I am, lest a monster I become. I got that one constantly drummed into my ears by my sire. Huh. Come to think of it, I wonder how the old bugger is doing.
who?
My sire.
Oh, I thought you meant the guy with the quote. It's a German guy, right?
Out of character, I've a bit lost the thread. Are we talking about Victor here, or?
No, a monster I become yet. Well, it's not the exact quote, but it's close to the quote by
That.
Nietzsche, and she's actually talking. Well, she hasn't said the name, but she does mention. Are you talking about the German guy? So
Oh, you must be.
Also,
Oh,
make sure it's
shit.
not German.
Yes.
no, but yeah,
Well, the name is close enough. I can see how you will make that mistake. Yeah, something in that direction, and he just waves his hand. He doesn't really care about the details this time.
and I think I read that in a book. It was a bit weird and really not something for me, but something about looking into a hole or something. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, one shouldn't. What was that? Yes, that definitely was
One
Nietzsche.
look not into the abyss or something.
For too long, if not exactly,
Yeah,
looks back at you. Yeah. I guess it's just standard reading for our kind these nights.
not for little girls, but we've been over that. I'm not really that anymore, so yeah.
In my eyes, you're a full-grown lady.
Thanks.
Yes, that was meant as a compliment.
Oh yeah, she's not in
And
doubt about that, but
nothing.
you can see that there's quite a bit of doubt in her. Like, I guess she has really no idea what to do with that. Honestly, like she's like, that it's more like, I suppose, kind of.
Okay, let me rephrase that. In my eyes, I see you as an equal in stature, and might that even just be in mind.
Right, okay.
I have to say, it is actually quite nice being around you, Ellie. One doesn't have to constantly walk on eggshells and stuff. Ugh. I remember the times I actually had to... let's just say Ventru can be really annoying.
Oh, you're talking about that, what would you call it, stuck-up bitch? What's she called?
Not particularly. I was more reminiscing about back when I was in London and a neonate.
Oh,
By the gods, the Ventru neonates, they were so full of themselves. You could have you could have sent a gon farmer up their asses and they would have been rich.
One of those that, well, I think you owe them respect just because they are Ventru.
I guess. And he takes another sip. Oh, by the way, and he takes the bottle, which is half empty by now. Would you like some?
Yeah.
Is that to Arjun or to Ely?
He's actually sort of directing it into your both general direction. Ely could grab it if she wanted to.
Oh, she's not going to. She just looks at it. Ugh. No. No thanks.
Not a fan of the blood wine, eh? And
No.
you, Arjun?
Yeah, I have a sip.
And he hands you the bottle.
Okay, I take a sip. Well, he'll probably serve himself a glass, actually.
At least nice to have some sort of liquid that one doesn't have to vomit up afterwards.
That is quite refreshing.
Yes. So, how have you two been? And anything one could make idle chatter about?
Not really.
Nothing out of the ordinary, I take it.
Well, except those people I talk with in the park, but other than that, no.
People? What sort of people?
Oh,
If I may ask.
She looks at Arjun.
we saw other, let's say, supernaturals one night in a museum not too long ago. Apparently, Ali has run into some of them again. But
So, what are we talking about? The Fae folk? Are we talking about lupines? Are we talking about
If they were lupines, I probably wouldn't be here.
Or, I don't know, maybe one of those shifting breeds like were crocodiles?
Mages. Magic people? I don't know.
Yeah, mages, will workers, or at least that's what I was told.
You seem kind of dumb, but I'm not going to underestimate them in any way, so.
Definitely don't. I've heard tales of them making sunlight appear in the middle of a forest clearing in the middle of the night and burning whole packs of kindred to a crisp, or throwing fireballs and
I'm not gonna
all
be like
kinds
I
of.
just messed a little bit with them. They took it in good sport. They
Well,
seemed to be quite worried that I was gonna eat them, but I wasn't going to because it's not what I do. So no, but all right.
it's a bad idea to try and feed off mages. It's more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, and I'm not going to.
And that's why I like you.
But-
Because you're reasonable.
But they were kind of panicky, afraid. I don't know.
Which park was that? Just so that I might know to either avoid it or be more wary.
It's the one in Alexander's domain.
Ah, fair enough. I'm hardly ever there, so that's fine. That should be fine. Good.
I don't know, they really didn't like to, at least didn't seem to like Thorn. I met him there because we were discussing a thing or two.
Mm-mm. And he waves at that. Say no more. Say no more. Fair enough. You were taking care of a bit of business. Fair enough.
Yeah, he apparently acted in a way that didn't like, or said something like, they were kind of mm, aggressive. No, defensive. I don't know exactly what, but
Antagonistic, maybe?
no, I think it was just
Pardon me.
them
And
being
he actually burps.
them being grown-ups and aggressive and something. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, I guess we should thank Kane that nothing serious happened.
Thank Kane.
Yes, there I go again. Yes, I shouldn't be mentioning the greatest of grandpappies. Mm, of course, of course. He officially doesn't exist. Yeah, next thing they'll say that there don't exist gangrel who plumb the depths. And he just smiles he just chuckles at that.
He kind of just looks a little bit puzzled.
Cain, the mythical progenitor of all kindred, he who sired some child of his own, who then sired 13, who then said, at least so the story goes, were then the progenitors of the 13 clans, and so on and so forth. You know, Cain, the one who slew Abel, like
From the
the big
Bible.
murderer from the Bible. That fellow.
Yeah. Okay.
Mind you, I've never met him in person, so for all I know, he might just be as mythical as the rest of them. But then again, he might be real. A terrifying thought, to say the least.
Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna have to go home now.
Yeah, I should definitely see to some business of my own. As fun as it is to hang around, I think is the modern term with you guys. But I'll take my leave. Master Malik, Mistress Ellie. He, he gives you both a short bow, grabs his stuff, pays up for the blood wine, and leaves.
He'll say, you know you can just call me Arjun.
He turns around. Pardon me. It was a pleasure, Arjun. And he gives you a small salute.
And he'll smile and give the salute back.
He nods and leaves.
Well, I might go home too then. And yes, he'll head home.
And with that, I do believe this scene will come to a close. Thank you very much, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.